Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the live show. We missed you this past weekend. Tape delay threw things off a little bit. We're on tape delay.
Yeah.
We're going to discuss that. A lot of other things we need to catch up on. We have been away for a little while, so let's do that. But first, roll credits.
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. You miss your old familiar friends, but waiting just around the bend. Everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, there's a face of somebody who needs you. When you're lost out there and you're all alone, a light is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look.
We're back. Wednesday show.
This is a little changed up.
It's a little change. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
It's a little different. It's a little more intimate. It feels like we're all just kind of getting a beer together. You know, there's no stress from the Sunday competition rounds.
We're here at the corner bar.
Yeah, we're gonna chop it up a little bit.
Guys,
Randy,
welcome.
I was waiting for a little hi, hello, and welcome. Yeah.
New resident of the Bros Nest upstairs in the Killhouse.
I'm in the nest officially. Got the boxes unpacked. That's great. Feels good to be here.
Welcome to the tax haven that is Florida.
Yeah, no
Thank
state
you.
income tax.
Thank you.
Randy got moved in one day more than I did in 3.5 months.
I think that's right.
It's actually accurate, but
He gets a lot
Solly
less
just
Twitter
came
mentions.
in and
That's what slows it down.
threw a couple things, like threw random stuff in each room.
yeah, pretty
And I was
much.
just like, all right, cool, I'm here.
I spaced it out evenly across each room.
Well, let's we basically got to a lot of fan questions. Unless you guys have any opening statements, we'll kind of just start there. Is that all right with you guys?
Yeah, we filtered it through with some questions. So.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna throw a couple questions. If you have any more, we'll kind of be checking the comments as we go here too. So fire those up. But let's start with this one from Parker Sewell.
Long time, first time maybe.
Is that right? Okay. Parker, thanks for joining. His question, a simple one, a popular one. Why is tape delay still a thing?
Who goes first?
You.
All
Yeah,
right.
Solly, you had a take on this. I'm sure.
I got upset. Not that tape delay happened. I understand why tape delay happens. I think it's really hard to shift around commercials and everything you've promised, like a sponsor and everything. They are fixed into the coverage window. Now that CBS is now re-examining their policy, I'm actually like more upset about it. I thought it was like a totally locked-in thing that you just simply had to do. The fact that they can change it and are looking into changing it makes me more upset. I don't understand. No one watches a tape delay broadcast, right?
I mean, well, I think the problem here is
the ratings were higher for the tape delay broadcast
Seriously?
than last year's RBC.
Do you want to tell us why?
I mean, a lot of people have a lot of theories, but I would say that last year was on Easter Sunday. That probably didn't help ratings, but who knows? Hey, I'm not a scientist.
there's a lot of
Dr. Nielsen over here. But
Satoshi Kodaira fans out there.
Could be.
They heard he was bucking his head.
that could have been it. The tape delay thing is a weird one. I mean, it's really hard to pin down, and it's easy to, I think, oversimplify into like, no other sports do this. And it's like, well, no other sports times change unless there's a catastrophic activity. There's no football game where they're like, hey, the football game was supposed to be at 8, but now it's at 2. So like adjust your schedules accordingly. So like I think that it does get a bit of an unfair rap probably just on just move stuff around or just change all of your affiliates programming and just make it work. At the same time, you have things like, PGA Tour Live. You have all these live streaming kind of things. This is the one time where I think people always get in our kitchen a little bit when we're like, hey, like, why can't I watch this? And they're like, oh, it's on PGA Tour Live. Just change from your TV to your streaming and whatever.
Yeah.
This is the one time where I'm like, that actually would make a lot of sense.
That's the thing, and it was on PGA Tour Live before, like they took it down off of PGA Tour Live. I think that's the thing that got people all fired up.
Yeah.
It
People
wasn't
pay
the
for
fact
it,
that
yeah.
it was tape delayed on CBS. It was the fact that not only was it tape delayed, but they made it a point to take it down and pull it down to protect CBS's interests at the expense of the golf fan.
I think we should do, next time there's a tape delay broadcast, we should either do like a hidden camera video or something where let this be a lesson to anybody who's watching. I think we should do like a hidden camera like GoPro and just bet. Just bring someone in that doesn't know it's on tape and just bet like crazy. I think that would be like
Well, with the new
video.
fan policy, what's preventing a fan from going out there and periscoping the action? They can go do whatever they want with
They're
the
living
camera.
under par, right?
Yeah.
Let's be that.
They
Yeah,
haven't.
be that
Yeah.
as it may. Randy, you got any hot takes on the?
I will
tape
say
delay?
I listened on the way home.
PJ Tour Radio.
PGA Tour Radio, Sirius XM.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was taped delay.
Shout out to the Paulson
It was
brothers.
awesome.
It is.
Yeah.
I've
Carl
It's been
and
a long
Carl
time
and the
for
Chief.
phoning.
long time. Yeah, I've been a huge fan of the radio broadcast for a while.
Let's move into question number 2. Another one. I think this is kind of a basic one, but I think it'll be a jumping off point. Why is pre-Masters so interesting but post-Masters so boring? I'm gonna kick that one off and say because the Masters happened and it's not as exciting anymore. Probably. Is that very differently from what
Damn,
guys
you
are
stole
thinking?
my
Yeah.
answer.
That's what I kind of thought. But it is a good thing. I mean, it does kind of. This is kind of like the biggest letdown week of the year. I feel like.
Yeah.
You know, and Heritage, we've covered it a lot. and-
Maybe
and
more
that
for
is-
us, just because we follow Heritage probably closer than most.
Yeah.
I think from an average golf perspective, you know, the Masters is the Masters, but I think more than that, for most of the country, it's the start of golf season for them personally.
Yeah.
So once you hit that, it's like, you know, you're so looking forward to that all winter. You know, Masters week finally arrives. And then, you
Go
know,
out and play.
it's a letdown. Yeah, I don't think it's any reason to be sad.
Go play.
Yeah, get out and go play.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a kick. You have during the like you said, like during the winter months, people are inside watching golf. Like when I lived in Chicago, I was inside all the way up until the Masters watching golf.
Yeah.
And then once you're so much pent up major energy, you let it all out Masters week, and it's kind of like ready to debrief for a while. The whole kind of golf world just kind of needs to slow down. I'm actually kind of thankful for like San Antonio week. It feels almost more like an off week to me.
I think I'm just super curious as to what the field looks like. Like, I know that, I think Valero said, like, hey, we want this slot before the Masters for the 2019 schedule. Like, they wanted the.
Yeah, that's moving around. Which
They
is
wanted
kinda
the
wild,
Houston
yeah.
slot, but part of the reason that Houston's become a good slot is because they've kind of gerrymandered the course into
Right.
being a good preparation for Augusta. And if that's not the case at whatever the TPC, the AT&T Oaks course is, it's named after a damn corporation.
Telecom company.
That course.
Yeah.
It's, oh my God, that's gross. I need to take a shower after saying that. But like, if that's not going to be good preparation for Augusta, like, then is anybody going to show up next year at the Texas Open?
Well, and I feel like it always kind of goes in and out of vogue too, like every 2-3 year cycle where it's like I gotta play the week before a major, and then people just totally reverse. I never play the week before a major.
Phil.
I played
Yeah.
I played
Phil
2
does
and
that.
3 weeks before, and I took the week before off.
Remember Ricky
you know?
did that? Where, like the year he finished top 5 in all of them, I think he played like every major. He played the week before.
Well, and this kind of hits home too because it was the Bell South for so long, which was like Atlanta's
Shout out to all the
hometown
telecom
event.
companies.
Yeah, and it was at TPC Sugarloaf, which was
Champions Tour was that this week.
yeah, long course. Actually, another Greg Norman design, like the San Antonio course, but not one that I have a whole lot of positive things to say about. But like it's not an enviable spot to be in. So I'm not sure why Valero.
They might not have had a choice too. I mean, it might just be like the way things.
No, from what I
Shook
read,
out.
like
Really?
they were like, hey, we want. They were like,
I think that was part of their re-up
Really?
was to get that slot. Yeah.
which is bizarre.
Maybe they were fearing they were going to get squeezed out with just an extra event in the spring.
Maybe it's like a big oil thing, and they knew that if they could get that spot, they squeeze Shell out.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
maybe.
you go.
It almost seems like when a roommate moves out of a house, so you just move in.
And they know that Mickelson's not going to play it, and the Amy and Phil Mickelson ExxonMobil Science Academy.
I miss those
That's a
commercials.
knock.
That was
That's a
awesome.
knock on them
Man.
too. You know?
That was my Masters back in the day when the Phil commercials were on
Yeah.
there. Oh.
Back when it was 58 minutes.
Yeah,
Of,
Joe Ford.
yeah.
Whatever. It's a conversation for another day. Let's move on. Let's do. This is a question from Ryan Andrade. Hopefully, a relation to Billy Andrade. I don't know if that's the case.
Safe to
Class
assume.
guy.
Biggest wants / concerns about the upcoming release of the 2019 PGA Tour schedule. A lot of schedule talk.
Yeah.
They don't really come to us with these questions, to be honest. Like they don't run a lot of it by us before. But
How do we feel about the players going back to March?
Love it.
Excited about that.
all in.
I am too.
It's a little different weather, very different
Well,
weather
that's
here.
the thing is like, well, it's complicated, I guess, because like we all live here. We'll probably go to the tournament. But March, it gets dicey. I mean, it like can get cold and
In a good
windy
way.
and rainy, and that's what I was gonna say from like a TV standpoint. I mean, I know your answer, but like for me, one of my most memorable days I've ever had at the Players was the day Sir Ken Duke shot 65, and it was like the hardest conditions ever.
But part of that
And
was
people
because
were
they
just
knew they
getting
could kill the
ejected.
games.
Well, yeah, but
Because they were
the
gonna
broader
rebuild.
point is like we root for carnage is kind of tends to be the overarching theme,
And that's gonna. This is
and
gonna
that's
help with
hopefully
that.
what will be the case.
I mean,
But from
think
a-
back to DL3 when he won.
Totally.
That one year, I
Yeah.
can't remember when, like '96 or whatnot. Like, it was nasty.
Randy, as a new resident, how do you feel about it?
No, I would prefer it in March. I like it in March.
It can get toasty in May too.
It kind of buoys
Yeah.
the whole March slate.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think the other big move in conjunction with that, obviously, is the PGA going to May, and next year it will be played at Bethpage on Long Island.
Yeah, there's some pretty dicey photos running around.
He's getting deep in the meteorology.
Well,
game here.
just speaking
Oh,
of like,
please. The
well,
floor
no,
is
I
yours.
mean,
Sorry.
I mean,
Jim Cantori.
where you've had snow in Ohio in the last couple days. We'd be about a month out from the PGA next year, right? Like it could get dicey. I'm looking up the average monthly temperatures in Long Island.
Nassau County, to be exact.
The average high is 70. The average low is 51.
That for tournament week, it shouldn't be bad, but for the months leading up in preparation, like
And
the
that's-
course is caked in snow right now,
Right.
I mean, there's courses up there that have got
DJ
snowed on.
and I we've been talking about it all day. Like, we're really concerned with Victoria National for the United Leasing
Yeah, no doubt.
For the web event.
web
yeah.
event up there.
They have
Yeah,
snow
up
right
in
now.
Indiana.
Yeah.
It's sick. Like, I love it.
It's gonna play firm and fast out there. Yeah.
Oh,
Might
nice.
play a
It's too
yellow
much snow.
ball.
Yeah.
This could be a frost delay. That's awesome.
Well, so it sounds like there might be some holes in the schedule, possibly. I'm probably walking out into a plank that I'm not really
Like, can we-
well versed enough to talk about.
Are we in
but
the nest?
I think so.
All right, I'm just making sure.
I hope
before
so.
We get
Yeah,
into
I
this.
think we're always in the nest.
Okay, because I want to go long on this topic.
Everyone,
Go ahead.
push your mics.
Go ahead.
Do you guys have anything to say?
No, I'm ready
Well,
for
what I
you.
was
What
gonna
are
say-
we talking about?
Yeah, A, I don't know what you're going to
I don't even know
B,
yet.
what I was going to say
Yeah, it
was
takes
it feels like I know Doug Ferguson wrote like a really comprehensive overview of kind of what's going to happen with the schedule, which was awesome. You should go look it up.
When did he write that?
Maybe 3 weeks ago.
I think I missed that one.
It was good, but he had kind of hinted at he talked about the Firestone move, which we'll talk about in a second, and that event going from Firestone to Memphis. He talked, and then he hinted at a couple of Upper Midwestern events.
Speak my language. TJ.
Possibly the 3M event in Minnesota becoming a tour event from a Champions event, which would be thumbs up. So stuff like that.
Shout out
is-
Panther Mike.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of things like that. Anything we can do to get the Upper Midwest more involved.
Just the Midwest in general at
Yeah,
this point.
totally.
Right.
In a non-Firestone kind of way. I'm curious to see what happens with the FedEx Cup. The Boston event seems like it's
With the playoffs specifically.
or
Yeah.
the FedEx Cup playoffs. The Boston event seems like it may be on the outs. I know that one's near and dear to the commissioner's heart.
Yeah.
Sounds like Quicken Loans is flexing on Tiger.
The National.
Yeah, and they want
And that was one of the
they
things
want
they
to
said, I
sponsor
think,
an
was
event, but
it has to be in Detroit.
has to be
I
in
think is one of
Detroit.
their stipulations, which again,
I hate being pro Quicken, but thumbs up for
yeah.
me.
Randy's not cool with the whole
Dan Gilbert.
Dan Gilbert
Yeah.
mortgage situation. But Ricky too, it kind of fits in with his whole Ricky take too. But
He doesn't like the Little Rocket
I'm
man.
sick
Little
of
Rocket
these.
mortgage.
I'm sick of these ninja loans.
and then because I honestly the DC event's one of my least favorite of the year for
It was a little cooler last year. I felt like TPC Potomac was kind of sweet.
That was actually
Yeah.
a pleasant surprise.
But
last
Congressional
year.
is.
But yeah, I think the biggest thing that I'm kind of upset about is I think the WGC moving to Memphis, which Memphis in August. Like,
Well, let's
all right,
just
good
move it.
luck
I'm just going
there.
to
Like,
transition into the next question,
Next
which is
topic.
what do you think of the WGC move
why
to Memphis?
not? All right, so why not just give Memphis? Like, why not make them a FedEx Cup event?
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, I guess that's still good. Well, and I guess it's predicated upon everything's going to finish up by Labor Day, right?
Correct.
Or not, like, why not give them a WGC when, in like the fall, like the first WGC event in the fall to kind of capture some
Where
October?
though? I don't know.
in Memphis. Like that's the problem.
No, I
I
mean,
think
where in the schedule? Like, there's just no.
You could
You
slide.
go to Asia. You go to like.
well, you're going to have to slide. Like, where does Napa go? Like, is Napa going to be the same week, or is that going to scoot up?
I don't know. I've heard some
in
stuff. I don't know how
September.
reliable it is, but I've heard there's gonna be some ping ponging back and forth across the coast to start the season.
So
Which is kinda crazy.
but I think the thing I'm most disappointed
More
about
to come.
is it's not even in relation to the PGA Tour schedule. It's the fact that the senior players is going to Firestone for like the next 3 or 4 years,
Which is a bummer for
which
those guys.
stinks
Because they played what? Philly Cricket.
Coming off
Yeah.
their run.
Caves Valley
Caves
last
Valley.
year.
They're going to somewhere in Chicago
going to
this
Exmoor
year.
this
Yeah.
year. Like they're like really really cool courses, and they've kind of used that as a trial balloon for some really cool venues. And the fact that they're kind of just stripping that away from them, they have to go to freaking Akron. Just I'd be pissed.
The whole move is just kind of, it just reeks. I mean, I understand completely why it happened. It's obviously to keep FedEx happy and keep the funds flowing in, but it seems like the answer to every question that we ever deal with the tour is related to money and the biggest money maker.
Well, and
the
it goes
biggest sponsors.
back. It goes back to the tape delay thing too. Like,
Yeah.
why isn't there the flexibility to, move some coverage around and preempt some commercials and all that? It's because everything is so bloated and they've maxed everything out
Yeah.
to the point where
And they sign, like, as
And
much
they've-
as
yeah.
we transfer a lot of blame to CBS and like the tour signs those deals. Like the PGA Tours.
and they're maximizing on behalf of the players, but I don't think
Yeah.
it's always the longest sighted thing. It's more short sighted.
So-
Is it fan first? Which things changing there.
I think they're living under par in the moment. I think they're living way over par 10 years out. Like, I'm not sure they have a 5-year plan.
They're just kind of chasing swing tips that are going to lead to maybe more birdies in the short term,
Yeah.
but could
Exactly.
cause long-term damage. Speaking of, you were talking about kind of flexing coverage. We got a good question from one of the viewers. Thoughts on Golf Channel airing NHL hockey, playoff hockey this week?
I think I missed that.
Yeah. NBC is
channel.
using as one of their like flex channels. They're having a playoff hockey game on Golf Channel this week.
It's fine. I mean,
yeah.
whatever.
If
It's
it
either that or
prevents-
they're playing
Yeah.
shot makers or Bagger Vance, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to see why it's happening. I have absolutely no problem with it.
No offense, Bacon.
Yeah.
I've been watching. You're doing a good job.
Have you liked it?
I love it.
I haven't
think
watched it
it's-
yet.
I think it's like non-self-serious. It gets people into golf who just watch like reality TV and stuff. And
So it's more reality TV than it is the show.
Yeah, and
okay.
it's a whole shtick, and it's a whole like over dramatized, and I think they've kind of just bought into like, all right, if we're gonna do this, we might as well just jump all the way into the deep end instead of dipping
Yeah.
our toe in and making it like big breaky.
Next sideline reporter and shot makers at Tron Carter
Could be.
NLU.
I'm not trying to take Chantal McCabe's shot.
Have some mac and cheese bites at Topgolf and hang out, call some golf.
Well, Tommy Beershank, that guy, he looks like Kirk Ferentz. Like he and Kirk Ferentz are like the same.
That guy was on Big Break, wasn't he?
He was.
Yeah, he was.
There's,
Which I just
there's
found out-
beer shanks all over the place. There's Robbie Beershank, Tommy Beershank. These guys are all over.
I just found out Tony Finau was on Big Break. I did not know that.
And his brother,
Did not know that.
Gipper.
Carry on.
I've never actually watched Big Break. I don't know why. I know.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
but there's like a big break following out there. Like people are like, I used to love Big Break.
Yeah.
Like it was awesome. You guys took it away from us.
I think I don't want to throw us too far down the wormhole here, but if it was up to a lot of the people at this table, they'd bring back Pipe Dream. with Mark Burke, which was about the homeless guy trying to get a Champions card
Out in Palm Springs.
out in Palm Springs.
I'm still not entirely convinced that wasn't like all just in my mind. Like I might have hallucinated that whole series.
Got a buttery wedge game though, huh? He couldn't get off the tee. He couldn't. I'm kind of convinced he was fudging some scores.
I swear he
Taking some
kind of
cavalier
like
drops.
he kind of like relapsed like during the season. Like it was.
Well, so that was the thing. We don't have to talk about Dream all that much, but
We need to
we
spin
got to
this
the,
off.
Well, we got to the end of the season, and he got to Champions Q School, and it was basically like, oh yeah, he played like one round of the WD.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, that was kind of.
Well,
That
all right.
was not worth the
Kinda
payoff.
But Golf Channel like throws all this stuff on their website or throws stuff on YouTube and all sorts of stuff. They're trying to get ads on everything.
They won't.
You put You put Pipe Dream
Right.
on the website, I will watch.
Totally. I've tried to watch it,
Yeah.
and they took them all down.
Yeah.
Took it away.
It's disgusting.
We
Play that and play classic golf.
We may have to
Yeah.
purchase those rights from them.
We should ask. Hey, if anybody from Golf Channel is watching, what would it cost to purchase the rights to Pipe Dream?
Pipe
We have
Dream.
no money, but
and
please.
possibly to develop the second season?
Yeah.
Let us know.
If Mark Burke's still
Question,
alive.
not really a question, actually, from Amel Yannick, friend of the program.
Boston guy.
Boston guy. No question. Just tell the people that the LPGA at Wilshire is 1,000 times better than the PGA at Valero this week. There you have it.
Yeah. I mean,
Coast-
I
Go ahead.
think, I think you just did.
Yeah.
I like your tweets on those were great. Just explaining like
I mean, all right, I can go like the PGA Tour's on from 3 to 6 or 4 to 7.
Yeah.
The next 2 days, Thursday and Friday, at Valero. All right, I'm gonna go play golf during that. I'm gonna come home, maybe make some dinner, and then
Bathe your young son.
yeah, bring my young son,
perhaps.
and then the LPGA's on at 7 o'clock, or like 6:30 or 7 o'clock, in prime time, live from LA.
A dope course.
And sweet course, and I'm gonna watch that instead of watching.
Well, Wilshire's awesome too. Like,
yeah,
boo, got to play it one time, and it's the perfect example of a lot of these like golden age places that we talk about all the time, and we don't have to get again too far down the wormhole here, but where we talk about, I think Mike Wan mentioned it on the podcast with you guys, which was, when you look at a lot of those golden age places being outgrown by the men's tour, they're not outgrown by the LPGA, and like the way that they play it is the way that the courses were designed, and I'm super pumped for that too.
and it's a
I'm
Kyle
hyped to watch
Phillips redesign,
Right.
like he did, and
He crushed it.
last year the women played it. They played the women's British Open, I think, at Kingsbarns.
Right.
It's Kyle Phillips, and that was one of the better tournaments I watched
Right.
all year, men or women. So if you're into being a little bit adventurous, flip on the LPGA next 2 nights.
Get involved.
If you need any motivation, listen to the LPGA podcast, the recent episodes. I know some people just don't pay attention to the LPGA and scroll right past them, but I promise if you're even remotely a golf fan, you'll like the LPGA
It's
podcast.
like super relatable.
Yes.
Shout out to Kevin Brush. I do keep saying wormhole. I meant to say rabbit hole. Thank you for the correction.
DJ regrets the error.
Let's go down a rabbit hole on Tiger's schedule here. Next question from Tyler Serbin. It's a very long, convoluted question, but basically, what do you think about Tiger's pre-players schedule? Which we were talking about before this. I don't know if there is a pre-player schedule.
There's not.
I mean,
At
as
least
of right
according
now-
to his website.
Well, and so we know that the reporters at TigerWoods.com are out trying to get the story right now and trying to figure out, when the boss is going to be playing. I'm sure they'll have that news as soon as it breaks. But I know he's played Quail Hollow a smattering of times. I kind of over imagined how many times he played it. It's really only been a couple. Hasn't really played that great there.
Which, going back to the 2018 or the 2019 schedule, it sounds like that one, there's a little bit of uncertainty with that tournament.
We'll see.
So they could use Tiger playing this year
Oh, that's true.
to kind of
boost it.
buoy things.
Might be putting a little thumb on the schedule or thumb on the scale. Please.
So I was going to say this earlier, but now might be a good time. But the events without a title sponsor, there are 3 of them, right? The schedule needs Tiger right now.
Yeah, no doubt.
Or the
Tour needs Tiger.
the tour. I mean,
Yeah.
the tour.
Put him on the road show.
Right.
Well, I think that's an interesting.
The cat might strap the tour to his back.
You guys do
Put the
what
team on his
you guys do what
Please
you want
no.
with this, but I think Monahan's kind of said, Tiger, you do whatever you need to do to get yourself right. You guys read.
I'm gonna hit you with a Dr. Phil on that one. Just. I don't know what you're suggesting. Frankly, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole.
Get your
any
mind
further on
right.
that one.
Get your body right.
I love it.
Play a lot. Straight up, guys. I'm cool with it.
So we're saying he's not going to play
Way
Wells
in.
Fargo. I'd be surprised if he played Wells Fargo.
So he's not going to tee it up
I
against
don't
pro
know.
players.
reps though.
I could see him playing Wells. I think it's
Well,
like
he's in the
50
gym,
I
so
think
he's
it's
getting
50,
reps.
50. I think it's 50-50. I mean, it's a course he knows. Like, I think he has,
That's the only option, though, right?
Yeah.
or Zurich. He could
Phil.
He could commit by Friday to Zurich.
What if he plays with no time?
I was just going to suggest that.
Or any of those Stanford guys would be good. Was it Jerry Bell or any of those?
Jerry Chang
Jerry Chang's the CEO of Yahoo.
was the CEO.
Was the CEO of Yahoo.
He's a member at Cypress.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. I think it's 50-50 on whether he plays anything before the players. But like, I know I got way too hyped about the Masters, but I think he's in a really good shot to win the players. I mean, I think he's
Definitely.
I think that sets up so
Like
well for him.
Two
right now.
irons and 3 woods off tee.
Flat. It's like strategic. It's he's gonna just out ball strike everybody. You would think.
Well, the last times that he was healthy, he won there. Like,
Yeah.
seriously.
So
it's
I would-
perfect.
Well,
for
on
him.
Bermuda Green.
I wouldn't. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised to see him either way. It's not,
So, all right.
not a great take.
This
but-
is kind of a hijacking question, but if you could pick one tournament for Tiger
to add
to
that he doesn't
add to
usually
his
play.
schedule that he
Going
doesn't
forward?
usually play, either just this year, the rest of the year.
I mean,
John Deere, I would guess is your answer, but there's a he won't play the
hello,
week before the Open.
And he had a bad experience the one year.
Oh yeah, he
right?
did. Got arrested.
He
there.
got arrested at the casino.
I mean, nobody knows. People forget that. I forget that
This
all
is
the
the first
time.
I'm hearing of this.
Many people
Yeah.
forget that.
Canadian Open would be cool, but I mean, that's also again the week right after the Open. So
How about Colonial?
there's not like one that sticks out for him to
He
add.
used to run shit at Colonial.
Yeah, Colonial. It's part of the road show. They need a sponsor.
Yeah.
Colonial, that'd be 3 out of 4 with Memorial following it, then U.S. Open. I think.
Might be tough.
Yeah, that'd be
Huh.
2. It'd be 4 out of 6 with the players.
I feel like
It's
there's-
unlikely.
There's so many big tournaments these days between
Someone riding hard for the
WGCs.
Scottish Open at
and
golf.
majors.
Oh.
That's a
Scottish
good
Open
call.
would be.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
Dude, what if Tiger went over and played like 3 in a row? Played Irish, Scottish, and British.
What if?
Dream
Pretty
big.
awesome. Yeah.
Dream big.
All right, let's.
Stayed in some
seems
B&Bs
unlikely.
I'd also be
over
down for
there.
the Travelers.
Yeah.
I think that course sets up extremely well for him.
That's right after U.S. Open, right before the National. So that would be 3 in a row
the
with
Natty.
plus a major. 4
What
out
about
of
Byron
5.
Nelson?
Well, that leads us into Trinity Forest.
Yeah, we'll get to Trinity Forest. We got another question about that.
That fits well.
This one from Charlie Kilgore. Any thoughts on this year's Zurich teams? And a bit of a backhanded question: is this event still intriguing? Only the second year of the format change. That's pretty harsh. I would say yes.
So I think it's still more intriguing than it was prior.
Yes,
Yeah, for
oh,
sure.
without a doubt.
Totally.
I'm in full
Some of the teams
support.
are awesome.
Yeah.
And weird and like awesome.
Weird.
And weird.
Who's your favorite team?
Mine?
Yeah.
Not even close.
Jason Day, Ryan Ruffles.
No, not that one. Furyk and Dave Duvall.
Yeah,
Oh, you kidding me? That's
they should let them play up a box.
No,
Come
They're
on,
gonna be great.
Come on.
We got some intel today at Atlantic Beach that David Duvall was running shit at the Atlantic Beach member guest last year.
Oh wow,
He might be
last
back.
year.
Yeah, last year.
Was he described as a menace?
They said he hit his shot on 14.
Yeah.
That it was either 13 or 14. I think 13. They're like, yeah, we just didn't we didn't see that one.
It's just not possible for us to do. What else? What other teams stick out to you guys?
Well, one that sticks out to me is John Peterson and Cody Gribble. I thought John Peterson was retired.
He did kind of float that he was.
He might. Is he coming out of it? Is he going to be wearing the 4-5? Is the question.
Tell me,
I'm back poster with the.
My
John
question
Peterson.
Yeah.
is: Zach Blair quickly becoming the forgotten man? Tony Finau and Daniel Summerhays.
Forgotten Utah.
The Forgotten Moore Man.
Yeah,
Forgotten Moore
forgotten
Man.
more man.
He may be.
Finau and Summerhays paired up, and
There's some
This
other
is
weird
this
ones.
is the
Run
second
through
year in
some
a
of the
row
other
though
weird
that
ones.
Zach's played with
Yeah,
the Bread Man.
With the Breadman, CT Pan.
One of my favorites was the Chris Stroud Brian Stewart pairing. They could switch nicknames, I think, that week or last names, and I don't think anybody would notice.
I could see, that one doesn't do much for me, to be honest.
I liked Griot Uline.
Griot
That was
Uline.
an interesting
Very international.
pairing.
Rose Stenson, like those guys are playing for keeps. They're there to win.
Those are the biggies for
That's
sure.
That's not fun. Actually.
Burns McGirt seemed like all right. Like
That sounds a
we're
little random.
we're just trying to win.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Your skills plus my skills in the ring.
John Rahm, Wesley Bryan is one of the more peculiar
That's
ones.
peculiar. Is Richard Flower playing?
He's not. I don't think.
Really?
He's a farmer's guy.
No,
Well,
well, he was a Zurich guy
Zurich
forever,
owns
too.
Farmers. I think
Yeah, I don't know
How that works.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
in
know
bed
how
with,
that works.
per Randy's point.
he's in
In
there with
bed with
everybody.
everyone.
So all right. So here's something. Ryan Ruffles playing with Jason Day again.
Yeah.
Ryan Ruffles.
He didn't play with him last year.
He didn't play with him last
Played
year?
with KFS last year.
Did Dave
Team
play
loss?
last year?
Yeah, but I don't know if they played last
They
year.
played with. I don't know.
So Ruffles played 7 times on the
I
PGA
don't
Tour
care.
last year. Ruffles has never played a Web.com tour event. He only plays Latino America and PGA Tour events.
We might need a the more you know.
He played.
that we can roll for stats.
He played
like
in the
that.
CJ Cup last year.
He's a big game hunter.
He's a spot starter.
He's broken 70 in only 2 out of his 10 rounds on the Latino America Tour this year. But
That's right. It was Fowler and Day last year.
Okay.
Thank you.
actually,
Shout out to the patrons. for that
KFS
one.
is Team Was.
Yeah.
Team Was.
Yeah.
Day as well.
All right. Well,
Okay.
Zurich's gonna be
We're
interesting.
good.
I'm excited.
I'm more interested than I would be. If
We're
it
talking
was-
about it.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
not even the event this week,
Yeah. For
so
sure.
yes,
Um,
that's I support the event for that reason.
So
alone.
speaking
I would
of-
love to see Stricker and Jerry Kelly win.
Oh, for
That'd be
sure.
sick.
Of
Like something
course.
like that,
Totally.
you know?
I think they played well last year. I think
And
they were,
Rose
like,
and Stenson
bucking
playing
their
together
heads
is
a
not
little
really
bit.
fair.
Question from Golf Infused.
Nice.
Uh,
I like that.
nice. Any inside info on Trinity Forest?
We don't have inside info. We've not been there, but I think it's going to be like a very prevalent topic of conversation. First of all, it sounds like the pros are going to bitch a lot about
It
it.
sounds like it's going to be a disaster with the pros.
Yeah.
But that's perfect.
That's
And,
good.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm immediately
It's a
interested.
step in the right direction.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
intrigued to see who the pros are that like actually try to understand it, and like it's going to be a completely different look.
I think it's going to be the foreign guy, like the guys from Australia and the guys that are used to playing
Yeah.
overseas that actually get it and play the ground game. And
I love that they're.
You know who might be? I'm being a homer here, but you know who I didn't realize plays out there is Hunter Mahan. It's his home course. Our boy Zach Guthrie, who caddies for him now, was he was talking about it. Like he's flashing a little bit of form.
There's a lengthy connection for a Homer reference.
Well, just
Much-
we
I don't
talk
think
about
you need to
the
apologize
we
for
talk
being
about
a
the
homer on
Guthries a
that.
lot. I don't want to seem impartial.
I thought you didn't strike me as somebody strictly in the Hunter Mahan camp. Is what I was implying.
Right. I see what you're
but-
saying. Sure.
going back to the Reed Cantlay pairing for the team, that team at Zurich, that's
That's a fun
that's
one.
fascinating.
That is wild.
But no,
That's wild, man.
Trinity is. I like that they're rolling out videos talking
Oh,
about
God,
some
the
of the
one with Jeff Ogilvy
strategy,
was so good.
talking about the strategy of how to play
Yeah.
these holes and what the elements are you got to think of. And it's going to be kind of some guys are going to get there on the tee and see the really wide fairway and be like, "What the hell is this?" and not be thinking properly of, "All right, if I want to play to the right pin, I need to be left." And
They're gonna
et
lose
cetera.
their mind. It's
Oh, it's
too
gonna be great.
wide. It's
Yeah.
too wide.
It's
Too
gonna-
many options.
It's going to be great. I'm
Man.
looking forward to it for that alone.
All right, last question. He actually packed about 6 questions in here. We'll go through them beat by beat.
Kian.
Who will be your partners for the Pro-Am, Bmw Charity Pro-Am?
Not ready to announce that yet.
Don't know that
It's
yet?
not finalized. We think we
Working on
know.
it?
Still working on it.
Can we hint or no?
I would say no. You don't want to. No, you can. If you want to hit, go ahead. You don't try the accent again, though. That's not good.
He has
That's a good hint right there.
he has an accent.
Okay. If you would have confused people more if you would have tried the accent.
When does Tourist Sauce start? Great question. We're in the lab right now. We want to. I would say inside of 2 weeks. Is that fair?
I hope so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
inside of 2 weeks. We don't want to rush it. There's no rush.
Right.
It's pretty timeless.
It's evergreen. It's gonna
Yeah.
it's gonna live forever.
Who's going to be on the bag for each of you during the Pro-Am? Kind of a Pro-Am sandwich just coming
Yeah.
at you here.
I think GH, aka the Godfather of Wolfhammer, is going to be on my bag for at least one of the rounds.
Hammer take hole.
Spencer Brown, PGA professional down the street here, has offered up his services for a round. And it might be open for a third if someone else is out there and going to be in attendance and can
Depending
keep
on how
up.
the video rights go, me and Big Randy might be on the bag.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
We'll see what we're able to do.
You should
there.
request a push cart for one round.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah,
that'd be
I
great.
like that.
What if the caddy had a push cart?
I like that.
That's cool.
Even
That'd
good.
be even
I like
better.
So speaking of the BMW charity
we're
program.
just-
Oh,
Oh,
His
sorry,
caddy.
sorry.
I think we're burying the lead here, maybe.
Well, Maddie offered up his services, but I think they're gonna
Matty
be,
Kelly.
Yeah, Leishman's caddy, pro bono,
By the way, look at Sally's shirt.
folks.
That was a prototype that
Did
we
you guys catch that?
that was a prototype that we thought of during a week that we can't mention because we might get sued. But
I actually told Maddie I'd give him 20% of the amateur winnings, but I think he's playing I think Leash is gonna play Trinity Forest, which is the same week. So the franchise has offered his services.
Franchise, if you are not familiar, yeah, he's going to be carrying that staff bag.
So we're gonna make him carry a staff bag.
We should have rolled in. We don't have it ready to go. We should have rolled in the video. He's been running hills with a 40-pound fireman vest.
Training. He's in training.
Lead vest.
And
If you don't
hiking
have any
boots.
idea what we're talking about, which is very fair, search the Trap Draw podcast on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
One word.
I think
One
two.
word, two
It's
words.
I think two.
I think it would come up either way.
You try either.
Was it the most recent episode?
No, there've been a couple.
Been a couple since.
Yeah.
Well, look up the episode with the franchise, and you'll understand.
The franchise is
Tron.
Tron's dad,
Yeah.
and he had the worst caddy experience of all time, and he relives the experience.
He
It was the worst
well,
experience.
yeah,
for
it was
you.
a bad experience for me.
Yeah,
He
he
had a
didn't.
great time.
He was oblivious to it.
Yeah.
So,
He
but
knocked over AJ McInerney's bag with like chromed out
on the cart path.
blade irons on it on the cart path, and I wanted to like crawl into a hole and die.
So we've been talking about the BMW Charity Program a lot here. I'm gonna roll in a video real quick. We basically wanted to come up with a way that we could have people kind of like mercilessly bet on these two, pro or anti, while also raising money for charity and not being scumbags.
And also winning prizes.
And also, giving people a chance to win prizes. So here's a kind of an explainer video.
Filming right now. All right, as we announced last week, we are going to be playing in the BMW Charity Pro-Am in Greenville, South Carolina. We've received a lot of interest on it, and we've decided that we are going to be doing some fundraising activities leading up to the event. Here's how it works.
You can either bet on me or Solid.
I'll explain the levels, right?
It's
1, 3 for 25, 8 for 50, 20 for 100, right?
We did a 50 tickets for 200. And really, honestly, if you want to buy more than $200 worth of tickets, just reach out to us directly.
100% of proceeds are going to go to charity, but we wanted to give people a chance to get involved.
BMW's been gracious enough to give away a M driving experience.
Callaway's contributing a bunch of prizes: Rogue drivers, iron sets, wedges, putters, golf balls, OGO travel bags. But the key is you got to pick the right team. Whatever team you contribute to, only those winners will be entered into the raffle for these prizes. So
There will be a secondary raffle, more gag gifts for the team that loses. It's gonna be Solly's team.
you're not going to like your prize.
We're not positive on who the pros are gonna be yet, but we're getting there.
Before you dump all your money on me, I want to remind you this is a handicap event. Tron will be using his full handicap. We do have 2 charities we've picked out: the Greenville Health System Children's Hospital.
And the Evans Scholars Foundation.
We're going to give you guys updates daily on the status during the event, and we're going to encourage people to get involved on social media.
Whoa. Hey, I'm going to be there too, I think. I live here now.
There you have it.
Pumped. It's going to be so much fun.
What handicaps are you guys going to be playing off of?
I'm currently a 5.9 index, which will equate to I think a 7.
Are they going to knock some off, or do they give you full handicap there?
They give you full handicap.
Okay, I'm 2.1. Will they give me up to 3?
I don't think you're going to be at 2.1 after.
We'll see. I might just pump a few OB. We got a little golf we're going to play next week. So
Yeah. Well, so people have been accusing me on Twitter of
Many people are saying.
artificially
Many
inflating.
people are saying.
which
My
way do people
handicap.
think?
I gotta say, I played with him today. Not artificial.
I made a
Very
lot.
real.
I made a lot of like doubles that should have been a lot higher than doubles.
Are people accusing your handicap of being too high or
I don't
too
know.
low?
I'm kind of flattered out of the way.
They just don't believe anything you say.
We've made you look way worse in
That's
videos
true.
than
It's
you
all in
actually
the
are.
edit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's cut it there, should we?
Thanks for tuning in.
Should.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for bearing with us.
Randy, welcome.
Yeah, thanks
Good
guys.
to have you.
Feels good to be here.
And we will talk to you guys soon.
Crack on.
Crack on.
Cheers.